Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer board game review. And today's game up on the tabletop is Faraway by Pandasaurus Games. This plays 2 to 6 players, roughly about 25 minutes to play, and is for ages 8 and up. And in the game Faraway, you are going to be basically creating a tableau from left to right throughout 8 rounds. Play a card down and hopefully score that card at the end of the game. And as you play your cards, you'll gain new cards, and hopefully you'll gain sanctuaries that will score you points, as well as give you valuable icons that will help you score the cards that you play down for each of your turns. This game is a little bit unique in the sense that the cards that you play to start with don't score first. They score last. So your 8th card that you play scores first, and then you start revealing the previous cards that you played to help you score. So you're all about placing cards down early in hopes that you'll be able to score those later in game, while also trying to play a card that's higher than the previous card that you played so that you can gain special sanctuary cards. At the end of the game, you're going to add up all the cards that you played, as well as your sanctuaries, and score as many points as possible, and whoever wins, whoever has the most points, is the winner. So let's go ahead and talk about how to set the game up, how to play, and of course, my review. Setting up the game Faraway is quite simple, and the way it works is give each player 3 of these tiles here. After you've given each player 3 tiles, you will then deal out tiles equal to the number of players plus 1 face up within reach of all players. This is the area in which you'll be taking new tiles at the end of your turn. You'll also have a sanctuary deck that you'll shuffle and place aside that you'll hopefully be getting as you play out your tiles. Then, go ahead and set the rulebook aside somewhere and place the scorecard down, as well as marking each player's initials to begin the game Faraway. Yep, it's an easy setup. Faraway is played in rounds, 8 rounds to be specific, and they are played simultaneously. In each round, there are 3 phases. There is exploring, there is finding sanctuaries, and finally, ending of the exploration. And how it works is you start with the first phase, which is going to be exploring a region. Now you have 3 tiles to begin with, so you're going to look and determine which of the regions in your hand you'd like to explore first, placing it on the back side from left to right, meaning that the 8th card you play and final card is going to be on the far right hand side, and the first card is on the left hand side. This is very important, and you need to remember to do this. The cards have unique icons on them. The first top left number is going to indicate the exploration time it takes to explore the area, and it can range from like 1 to like 60. The top right is going to have icons that will assist in you scoring additional cards, and then the bottom right is going to have not only a number, which is going to be your victory points, but also an indicated value that you need to meet in order to do so. So some cards are going to give you more value than others. And how this works is everybody will play one of the 3 cards from their hand face down, and then they're going to set aside their other cards. Everybody at the same time will reveal these cards. I played a 2 and Callie played a 68, which now means that the exploring region is over. We're going to go ahead and check now to see if we can find sanctuaries. Well, the first round you can't, so I'll skip this phase, and we'll move on to the end of the exploration. How that works is the player who played the lowest value will select their tile first from the 3 present in a 2-player game. It'd be 4 in a 3-player game and 5 in a 4-player game. And they'll take whatever value they'd like. I'll take this one, and Callie will take this one. The other one will get discarded, and then 3 new ones will be emerged from the deck face up, just like the previous 3. From there, you're going to end the exploration phase, it's over, and you're going to go to the next round. Next round, each player is going to select a card and play it face down. And then from there, once again, we will reveal. Once you have revealed, you're then going to go ahead and go to finding sanctuaries. Now in this case, it's actually going to matter, because how it works is you're always going to get a sanctuary card. You'll take one and place it face up in front of you, as long as you played a card that was higher value in the top left-hand corner of the next card that you played than the previous card. I played a 2, then I played an 18. 18 is higher than 2, I will get a sanctuary card, and I'll just place it face up anywhere outside of my tableau. It's not connected to the 8-card line, so I'll just place it over here. Additionally, if you have additional clue tokens when playing a card that's higher than your previous one, you will draw extra cards. So if I had 2 clues, they look kind of like maps, plus I played a card that was higher, I will get to draw 3 cards from the Sanctuary deck, choose one of them face up, and discard the other ones, thusly allowing you to have more choice in the different sanctuaries you can gain. And sanctuaries are going to have vastly different things associated with them. Maybe they'll give you different icons for quests, or more clue tokens to draw more sanctuaries, a certain color terrain, whether it be light or dark or green or yellow, as well as potentially victory points. And so they are good to gain throughout the game as you progress. Then I found my sanctuary. Callie played a card that was lower, but it now has a clue token on it, so hopefully the next time she plays a higher card, she'll get to draw 2. But because she played lower, she does not get a sanctuary. And we'll move to the end of the exploration. Callie played 15 and I played 18. She played lower, so she will go ahead and take this 16. And sadly for me, it's just a 12 and a 14 left, but I have to pick one. So I'll take this one here, and we'll discard this one over here and play 3 new ones out. And that is how the game works. Going back to playing once again another card, face down, as well as everybody else. And then everyone will once again reveal these cards. Check to see if you played higher, then go ahead and draw for your sanctuaries and pick one, and then gather a new tile. Once 8 cards have been played out, and I'll just simply go ahead and throw out 8 cards so I can kind of discuss how it works. 2, 4, 7, one more. There's a nice long line. And you can choose if you'd like to have it be a straight line or make it kind of like a circular kind of line, as long as it shows your first card played and then continues going right until it's your last card. It doesn't really matter how it really looks, but a straight line is probably easier depending on the number of players that you have. This is where the end of game comes in. So after you have gone on this 8th round, you've went ahead and played a card down, checked to see if you gain any sanctuaries. You will not actually explore. You won't end the exploration by taking one of these cards. You don't need to. The rest of the cards in your hand can be discarded. What I do suggest, however, that you do is you flip over all of your previous played tiles except for your last one, which was on the 8th round. You'll also leave over any sanctuary cards you may have gained. So if I gain these 5 total sanctuaries here, I'll leave them face up. These can give me benefits to make sure that I can score my 8th tile. This 8th tile will say something like, oh, in order to score this, you'll need to meet this criteria. It will have a red and 2 blue symbols. And so I would have to check what I have here as well as this card to see if I actually can score it. And then it will tell you, oh, for each of this icon, you'll gain 4 points. Sadly, I don't have the icons needed, so I don't score this. And we'll just simply move down the line. I need 2 coconuts to score this tile here, and I have a coconut here on one of my sanctuaries, so now I can actually score my 7th round play. And it's going to give me 4 points for every map. And so I have one map here that would score me 4 points. And we'll simply keep going throughout each card, and slowly it'll open up more scoring possibilities because you'll gain new icons as you go until you reach round 1 once again, and thusly check to see how well you scored. Use the score sheet over here, and it will display round card 1 all the way through 8, and then your total points you can place down below, as well as checking any exploration cards that you may have, or sanctuary cards that you may have gained, and whoever has the most points in Faraway is the winner. Okay, so it's review time, but before we get into my full review, I want to talk about a few different scoring opportunities that you can have in this game. Like, for instance, there might be a time where you'll score a point for every single clue icon you have available on all your sanctuary and, like, location tiles. Maybe it's 4 points for every Okiko Chimera, which is the red icon, or blue, or yellow, or perhaps you'll get points towards your town or river cards, which are associated with either green or yellow. Perhaps you'll get 10 fame for every set of unique colored cards, blue, red, yellow, and green. Or maybe it's for every nighttime card, and you'll see that nighttime is located on certain cards, and you can look at the top left-hand corner whether it has a moon symbol, or if it's a sun symbol, it's the daytime. So there are ways to score each of these unique cards. And always important to remember the card symbols. Top left is the number that is going to allow you to play from lowest to highest to get sanctuaries. It's also going to be either day or night. The top right is the symbol you will gain face up when you play this card and when it's revealed at the end of the game. Then the bottom middle-ish right-hand side area is going to be the icons you need to score this bottom section. and the bottom section refers to how many points you get and whether there's criteria. In this case, you get 4 points for every clue token. So even if you meet the criteria and you have no clues, you will score no points. So you have to make sure when you play cards down that you're playing cards that are going to associate with the cards you previously played or your sanctuaries that you have on the field. What's also relevant, very relevant in this game, is you have to remember that the first card you played is most likely going to be one of your biggest scoring cards. So placing your first card down, it's only going to give you 2 symbols. That doesn't do a whole lot unless it helps you in some way with your sanctuaries. This 2 here gives me 2 blue symbols, but because it's placed at the dead end, when I reveal it, it scores me no points. The symbols are of no value unless I happen to have something like, oh, this specific sanctuary says I gain a point for every blue symbol I have. So yes, playing lower cards will let you draw cards and choose and select first, giving you a strong advantage. But playing higher cards like this 54 is going to provide you with more benefit. Not only does it give me a symbol, but it also gives me the sun, and it also gives me 4 points for every clue token on the field. So playing this as your first card and revealing at the end and seeing all the previous clues that you played, it's going to give you a higher net profit, but at the cost of maybe not getting a sanctuary out, because the higher the card is, the harder it's going to be to play a card that's higher than it in a previous round. So there's a lot of strategies that come into this game. I won't discuss all of them, but it's kind of cool to place like a 50, 51, 2, 3, and 4, and then switch it up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, because you'll gain all the value from 1, 2, 3, 4, because they don't typically score. Those lower cards are less about scoring, more about symbols. And that way, when you flip over your higher end cards on the end side, the beginning side of the game, you'll score higher points. Don't underestimate sanctuaries either, though, especially digging into the deck farther to find them that will give you things like for every blue and yellow tile you play, it's going to be a point for you, or for every moon you play, it's going to be a point. These can generate you quite a bit of points, especially if you have quite a lot of them. They're basically a way to double up on points, just maybe not as much value as some of these other tiles here. Far and Away is a game that's all about like thinking ahead of time and planning for the future. It's also a game that's primarily based on quite a bit of luck. And once you and I are as good as we can get at this game as far as understanding it and its plays, it'll come down to a lot of what is going to be on this field here, what gets revealed, what we started with on our hand, and we'll have to work with it. There is, of course, mitigation. There's ways to utilize our sanctuaries and kind of combo off. So there is mitigation in this game, don't get me wrong, but there is quite a bit of luck. When I first started playing this game, I was kind of intrigued by it and the interesting aspect of the mechanic, and I do like kind of scoring with your 8th card first with none of the other cards revealed, and then slowly gaining more value and having to kind of plan ahead from when you first play your card to the last card. It feels good, but it can also cause you some huge hindrance when it comes to luck/chance, which is highly annoying for me. There's also a bit of a puzzling aspect to this game, which I'm not good at, so having to plan ahead and puzzle, and then in addition getting bad luck, just makes it a heavy brain turner for me. This is a small box game, obviously. It's the 3rd one I've reviewed from Pandasaurus in the last 2 weeks, and it has a lot of game in it for the lightness of the game. The game is very simple. It's literally just 8 rounds, and all you're doing is playing a card, checking to see if you get a sanctuary, and then drawing a new one based on the number that you played. Rinse and repeat 7 more times, and calculate your score, and the game is over, with the key unique mechanic of basically scoring from right to left. And I do like that. I do think it's going to be for certain people, but it really wasn't for me. I didn't like the amount of luck and chance involved in the game. There's a lot of pre-planning and thought that comes into this type of a game, and so you're going to have to be one of those mind-driven players that's going to enjoy that with enjoying the aspect of just cards popping up and trying to kind of work it out. There's a lot of puzzling, obviously, in this game, too, like having to realize when you need to place certain cards and meet the certain criteria of the previous cards that you played, and utilizing all those factors along with thinking about your sanctuaries and planning those guys out, because sanctuaries have the biggest mitigation and are my favorite part of the game, and allowing yourself to score additional points with these guys will be rather important. There's a lot of ways to mix and match the scoring of this game. You can go all out on a certain type of strategy, like getting blue and red symbols, or maybe you want to get pineapples and a lot of clue tokens, or perhaps focusing on just the color of the card, or whether it's the night or the day. And a lot of these cards do work with you in that regard. Sometimes you'll get a dead card, and dead cards kind of suck. It's a feel-bad moment. Of the 3 games I played, Gnar and Castle Combo, and now Faraway, this is probably my least favorite of the bunch. It's not a bad game, though. This is definitely a game that's going to fit certain people and their criteria, and I think we should play a live stream for all 3 games one of these weeks to show each of the games in action and how they're played and help you determine if it's a game for you. For me though, the luck and the heavy thought strategy into like planning ahead, while it is a unique mechanism and I do like how it functions, I'm not good at it, it drove me nuts, and so it's a pass for me. That said, if this is a game that you would be interested in, I could see why. This is got a game that's got a lot of buzz on it. I'm probably one of the few people who probably disagree. I probably am disagreed with more than I'm agreed with on my thoughts for Faraway. But yeah, the more I play it, the less I'd be interested. This is a game I'm going to give away to somebody who's a little smarter than me. Thank you guys for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board game review for the game Faraway by Pandasaurus Games. And if you're interested, like I said, there's a link down below in the description where you can go ahead and pick up this game. If you appreciate our videos, if you like our commentary and critiques, as well as our live streams, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification button as well. Let me know what you think about the game Faraway. Do you disagree with me? Sure that some of you do. And of course, you can watch our live streams every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. PST on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And we'll play games just like this one. In fact, I'd like to play Faraway, Gnar, and Castle combo and show these games off and the differences in them. But they are 3 really solid games from Pandasaurus. They're going to fit unique audiences and can all sit on a shelf together because they are definitely unique in their way, but also they fit that kind of medium game in a light box, which is really cool. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I look forward to visiting you from far and away next time.